Hey, it's U.S. Senator Chris Murphy. Thank you to all the students in Ms. Kavanaugh's class at Bolton High School that sent in letters. Given that you put all this time into it, I just wanted to take a few minutes to respond to some of the issues that were raised. It matters to me when high school students are telling their elected officials what they care about. I'm the youngest member of the United States Senate, so I feel like I have a special responsibility to listen to and speak up for students out there. So here we go. Let me just take maybe 4 letters here. I can't answer every single one, but we definitely got a few letters, including one from Brendan Hart on addressing the issue of legalization of marijuana in Connecticut. So the issue of whether marijuana is legal or not is a state issue. It's not a federal issue, but the federal government does have its own drug laws, and my position is that states should figure out what they want to do on this issue, and the federal government should support them. And so in places like Washington and Colorado, where they're moving towards legalization, the federal government is trying to get out of the way to allow them to do that. And if Connecticut decides to do it, I think the federal government should do the same thing. I've been a big proponent for a long time of the legalization of marijuana for medicinal purposes and the decriminalization of possession of small amounts of marijuana, but all those are really state issues. Crystal Zimmerman wrote in saying that although Connecticut has legalized same-sex marriage, the national law is still not passed. She's right. Again, marriage laws, same deal, are really state laws, but there's a federal law on the books, the Defense of Marriage Act, that says the federal government isn't going to recognize state marriages. That was overturned by the Supreme Court. So today, if a state decides to have same-sex marriages, the federal government has to recognize it. And so this is a disappearing issue across the country and here in Congress because of these Supreme Court decisions. Elizabeth, oh boy, Elizabeth, I'm going to butcher your last name, Giuffre, talks about the overuse of cell phones while driving. I think there's a couple other students who said the same thing. You're hearing a familiar refrain from me. You're writing in mostly about state issues. This one really does not have much of a federal intersection, but this is one in which we can all set an example. I mean, we all are tempted to use our cell phones while we're driving. Well, it's really state laws that control the penalties for doing that. There is a lot that we can all do just to set an example. And finally, Alicia Klezos writes in, again, I'm sorry I mispronounced the name, I'm bringing more attention to the issue of bullying that occurs in schools. This is something I work a lot on. I'm helping to head up a campaign here in Washington called the Dignity in Schools campaign, where we're trying to build support for positive school cultures. It's not just about punishing bad behavior, it's about teaching kids how to act the right way. And so a lot of us are very supportive of an effort to create positive school climates where good kids are rewarded, at the same time the kids who are messing around or bullying are punished. And so there's a big effort here in Washington to try to get into that issue. A lot of this gets at mental health issues. A lot of these bullies have, a lot of issues going on that aren't being taken care of. If we had more resources for them, I think we'd see less of that kind of activity. Thank you guys for writing in. This was long, but we will try to respond to each and every one of you who wrote in. Thanks, guys.